so we can get started. I have an agenda. I'm such a nerd. I make an agenda because I'm like, oh, and I want to tell them this and blah, 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 so I just don't want to forget. So I did want to introduce some of the new coaches, and I see I see Maria. I don't recognize you. Are you new?
Yes, I'm new.
Fun. Who's your upline coach?
Mary Chapman.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, my first meeting, so I'm excited.
Yay! Welcome, Maria.
Thank you.
And Teresa, have you been on a?
Last week.
Last week. Okay, I wonder. Well, anyway, I'm going to introduce you anyway. So Teresa's new. Shireen is new. Say hi, Shireen.
Hello.
And then Jamie's new. Say hi, Jamie.
Hey. I have a cold. I sound awful.
And okay, cool. I'm excited. We got some newbies and some oldies and then some missing, but that's how it goes. All right. So, I did want to shout out some of you guys for Success Club. I'm sure the number has changed a little today, but as of this morning, we have, let's see, Jamie, you have Success Club 2, and Shireen, you have Success Club 2, and Lisa has 2. She's not on here, and then Megan's got 2, or you said you sold the challenge pack today, so you got 4 now. Sweet. And then Michelle, Michelle's not on here, but she has 2. Patricia has 4. She's doing awesome. And then Shar has 2. Is there anyone else? And then Nicole, do any of your, is Julie, is there anyone you want to shout out?
Yeah, sorry. I had to mute it because my house is so loud. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We've got, let's see, we've got Lene, who has 4.
Sweet.
And I think Julie has 2 as well.
Great. Okay, cool. Well, that's exciting. Keep rocking, you guys. So we only have one more day to hit Success Club. It's a crazy last day because lots of people are going to be busy with their families, but so that's why I say hit it hard tonight or like early in the morning before people get busy. And then I did mention you got in the group that 21 Day Fix is now on sale. I was so excited when I heard that. Because I've been mostly promoting that based on what people say. There's only been a couple people based on their goals that I've recommended Hammer and Chisel to, even though I must say I'm loving Hammer and Chisel. But so I've been recommending 21 Day Fix mostly, and so I messaged some of these people back and I'm like, guess what? It's on sale, so even more reason to buy it. So that's a good way to to kind of follow up, is just be like, oh my gosh, it's on sale. If you already mentioned the price, follow up and be like, hey girl, it just went on sale yesterday for $140. So take advantage of this. And I tell them, I always like to give them a deadline, whether it's the sale or your own deadlines that you create. Like I say, you need to order it by the 31st in order to get it in the mail in time. So that's my deadline that I've been telling everyone.
Same here.
And Nicole and I were talking and we were like, if all else fails tomorrow, there will be some bribery happening.
Yeah.
Bribing people.
Right?
Sometimes they just need a little motivation, and so you can just like send them a little message and be like, hey, if you want to catch my holiday sale, you get an additional $10 off or something. So you can always send them like a cashback bonus for signing up. If you've got anybody on the fence that just needs like a little shove, then that's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
I'm offering $15 to Amazon.
Hey, that's cool.
Like this is the last month to qualify or to get rewards for the cruise, and I really, really, really need them. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of the cruise, they're going to be announcing on January 4th, I think. Did you guys get the email about the surge? If any of you guys,
yes, I saw it.
It's called the January Surge, and it is like a live kind of webinar that the CEO Carl Deichler does, and I think it said 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific time, so that would be 6 for Mountain and 7 for Central, 8 for Eastern. But he'll be announcing the new Success Club trip, which is like they do a destination trip every year. They announce it every January, and then you can get in on it. So they'll be announcing that next week, and we'll talk about that more at our next week's meeting, how to do that, because that is a fun thing to get in on.
Sells out super, super fast.
Yes, it does.
I got on there 5 minutes after it started, and it was super sold out.
It was intense.
Yes.
I was mad.
Nicole, I was like crying to Nicole because I thought I didn't get on. But luckily I did. And then Super Saturday, here's another announcement. Super Saturday is on January 9th. That's this like a week and a half from now. So if you don't know what Super Saturday is, it's a quarterly event that Beachbody hosts, and it's local, which is really fun because you can meet a ton of coaches in your area. So you'll just need to search for a Facebook group. There's an FAQ that talks about Super Saturday, and I think it has the links to different areas. And so like Teresa, you could probably go with Nicole. Teresa lives in Rexburg, Nicole.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
She's my
There's
sister-in-law.
There's an Idaho Falls one. So I will tag you on Facebook so you know all about Idaho Falls.
Yeah, so you guys could go together. Jamie, I'm gonna have you come with me. And Shireen, you'll have to look for one in Colorado.
Is that the one that's in February in Idaho Falls? Is that what you're talking about?
There's one, they are doing a February event in Idaho Falls, but the one that I'm talking about is on January 9th.
Oh, it's the same day, just here instead of Salt Lake. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
They'll
Okay.
have them in all sorts of different areas. And so
Yeah,
we do have
they
one
should-
every.
So just look for the one in your area. Natasha, aren't you on the committee for yours?
I'm not. Mm-mm.
No, Natasha.
Oh.
Yeah, I am. We're having kind of a hard time this time around, but we're hoping that we can put something together. This is the first year we're doing it like where we're charging, and we're starting to see like kind of people not exactly jumping on board with it. But it's kind of a bummer because one of like the coaches, she paid for like the space out of her pocket, and so it's like we're just trying to all pay her back.
Yeah.
So that's our biggest frustration right now. But other than that, yeah.
That's cool that you're doing that.
Yeah, we get people from like southern Colorado to western Texas to eastern Arizona that come through sometimes.
Holy cow.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And Trina, welcome.
Thank you. Sorry I'm late. It took me a while to download the app.
Oh, you're fine. And so I haven't met you before, but so who's your upline coach?
Jody.
Oh, okay, cool. Nice to meet you, even though I can't see your face.
I'm in my car. That's why.
That's okay. Okay, cool. So just plan on that. They're really fun, you guys. They do a workout. They do a training. They're so inspiring. Like I always leave so fired up. And so plan for that. Okay, let's talk other things. Okay, so January 4th is also the date of our Team Chic, our first Team Chic group of the year. We're calling it a boot camp. And it's going to start with prep week. So maybe we should take turns doing the prep week posts. Maybe I'll post a sign up for that. But that way we're all taking turns. And so try to get as many people as you can in on that group. I'm also thinking about compiling a Team Chic cookbook because like a PDF. I started one a while ago with just other random coaches from my upline, from Team Inspiration. But I think it'd be more fun to get them from you and then compile it and make it pretty. So I'm probably just going to create a Google Doc and have you guys add yours, like add a picture and add a recipe. And then once we get them all, we'll probably put like a cover and make the cover pretty and then just make it a PDF. But I thought that would be cool. That way we can all offer it and just call it like a Team Chic Coaches Cookbook and offer it as a bonus to all our clients. Like, and it would be just eat clean recipes. And, you know, I always try to save any recipes I post online. Like I posted one this morning. I always try to save it in my Evernote so that in the future I can copy and paste it and put it in my cookbook or in my challenge groups or whatever. So, how does that sound to you guys?
A really good idea. Like I have so many
I like
people
that idea.
for recipes and stuff. It'd be awesome to have a PDF all ready to go.
Yeah, I was like, that would be so fun because, I mean, I've been using mine for a while, but I was like, oh, it'd be more fun if it was from all our our team. And then I thought it would be cool if, and then you could even like, if you wanted to, you could make like a weekly meal plan and be like, you know, and refer to recipes. You would just like make sort of like a calendar and just say like, make this breakfast and this lunch. You know what I mean? You'd pull the titles from our cookbook and kind of give them a meal plan. So I think that would be really cool to do. So I will get going. I'll post the Google Doc and then we'll all take turns adding to it. And I feel like it's only fair that you can only use it if you contribute. So everyone has to contribute in order to use it. Any thoughts on that before we move on? Okay.
A deadline so that I can plan ahead on taking the pictures and making the different things and then knowing when you need to have it by.
That's a good question. What if we tried to have it finished by like the end of next week so we could give it to our challengers? Like maybe is next Friday too late? What do you think?
I wouldn't think so. Because the challenge group is going to last 4 weeks, right?
The first week's prep week, but they'll probably want a little bit of, should we maybe make it like next Wednesday? Yeah? What do you think, Nicole?
I'm just trying to think. I mean, I think at least the cool thing about it is you can give it to them even if it just has a few recipes, you know,
Right.
like a couple from each coach, and then we can keep adding to it and like make it bigger as time goes on. But I think it'd be good to give it to them sooner so they can get started with it for sure.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I'll post it tonight. And the cool thing is you can brand it however you want. So like, you know, Jody, Nicole, you guys have different team names. All of you guys are eventually going to have different team names. That way we'll just leave all our recipes in there and then you can just save it as a PDF, like click on file save as, it'll be a Google Doc. And then you can like add in your own title or whatever. So, all right, we'll just make, we'll just get it started and then
Go from there.
maybe Monday we'll try to finish it because Monday is meal plan Monday.
Yeah.
Like we'll
'Cause
start.
then we could give them just load it in the group on meal plan.
Should we say Sunday night? Let's say Sunday night. And then you
So
guys,
basically everyone just get your stuff in this weekend, right?
yeah. And then you guys we can still add to it and it'll grow, but yeah. All right. Emerald. For those of you guys that are still going for Emerald, I mentioned this before, I just want to mention again. At the end of every month, it's the last Wednesday of every month is when you can earn free customers from Beachbody. So, but you can only do that once. You can only achieve that when you're an Emerald. Plus, when you're an Emerald, you get the Team Cycle bonuses. You start getting those $14 bonuses, and that's really how you get the recurring income. Otherwise, you're just getting commission, and that's it. So, work really hard, you guys, to get to Emerald as soon as possible. And, you know, try to get your husband, your sister, your mom, your grandma, whatever you can do to get there.
Or just like your first challengers. Like a lot of you guys, brand new coaches are starting out with challengers already. You've got like a great warm market. So those first challengers like that want to sign up with you, just explain the benefit of having like the VIP discount. And you can sign them up right away as a coach and just strategically put your first challenger on the right and your first challenger on your left leg and your emeralds, like with 2 challengers. So that's another way to look at it. It's really not too tricky.
Good call. Oh, and I was gonna say, Micah's leadership retreat it's in April. I don't know if I probably haven't told all of you about it. So there's a leadership retreat in April that my upline coach is doing, Micah, in Team Inspiration. It's for all of us. If like, for example, if one of you guys that's my personally sponsored coaches gets to Diamond by January 13th, then I pay for you to go. And so just wanted to let you guys know the deadline for that is January 13th, and it's happening April 15th, I think. And through the 17th in Park City, Utah. So if that might be something for you to work towards. And another thing she said, and I wrote this down because I know January 13th is really soon. But she said it's a first come, first serve. Said there's already 35 spots filled, and you can continue to qualify for it up to February 17th. That's the like for sure deadline, because you have to have 6 weeks to hold your rank. So anyways, so I just wanted to mention that for anyone that wants to work for it, because Jody and I would love to have you there.
Yeah, we would.
Okay, any questions on that before I move on? Okay, couple other announcements and then we're going to talk goals. Not announcements, but this is just kind of a thought I had. So you know our PIES acronym. Can anyone, like someone's going to get like bonus points for saying what the PIES stands for?
Personal development, invite, exercise, social media, and Shakeology.
Yay, Natasha. So one thing I was thinking about, since now that we're doing the Message Monday inviting, I was like, well, we really don't need to invite someone, like send them a personal message every day. But I feel like the PIES is something you should be doing every day, right? So I decided to change the I to be interact. I think that's something that is absolutely like vital, that needs to be done every day. And it's something you could totally do on the fly. So like you can scroll through your Facebook feed and just comment on people's posts, you know, saying like, oh, your kids are so cute, or just adding value to them, just commenting, interacting, and chatting on social media. I feel like that is really, really important. So I guess I wanted to mention that because I was like, I did my PIES today, but I didn't invite, obviously, because I did it all, you know, now I'm doing that all on Monday. So, but I'm like, but I do need to be interacting every day. That's something that when you don't do that, I just feel like it's another way to build relationships, because people are like, oh, who's this girl that, you know, keeps chatting with me? She seems nice, you know? So make sure you're doing that. Every day. Another brownie points if you can state the 3 P's of posting.
Promo
Proof.
and proof.
And
Personal?
And PS posts.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, you know what? That's what the P can also stand for, those, because I feel like you need to be doing one of those 3 every day. So doing at least one proof post, or a promo post, or a PS post. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that in case like you're like, okay, what do I need to be doing every day? It's the PIES acronym, right? And it's so personal development and P's post, interacting, exercising, and then your Shakeology. And your social media, which is 3 posts every day. So What else was I gonna say to you guys? Oh, and then I wanted to share. So I also came up with another name. Well, Megan came up with this name actually. This was Megan's idea. It was Social Sunday. She mentioned this last meeting or 2 meetings ago because we talked about Message Monday. We talked about What's Up Wednesday, Follow Up Friday, and then she said every Sunday she tries to add like a ton of people to her network, adding new friends to her network. And I was like, oh, that's so genius. So again, you don't have to do that necessarily every day, but if you're doing at least, I did the math and I was like, okay, if you do 20 a week, if you add 20 new friends a week, that's 80 a month and that's 960 a year. So that's almost 1,000 new friends that you'll be working with every year. So if you're wanting to up your audience by 1,000, make sure you're putting in at least 20 a week. You're adding 20 new friends to your Facebook network. So that is going to be my goal for sure. In fact, mine will probably be more because my goal is to double my my social media following. So I gotta work it. So that's one of the goals that I think we all, I really think it's important that instead of just being like, I want to build my audience. Well, I think we got to get really specific with our goals. So like last year, I'm going to show you my vision board, and then Nicole and anyone else that has their vision board or wants to show us a screen share of their vision board, feel free. But on mine last year, I had a specific number of Instagram followers, and I hit it. So it's fun when you have like an actual number. So be thinking, look at your Facebook friends too. Like I have a goal to max out my Facebook friends this year, which is I think 5,000, right, Nicole?
Yep.
So I gotta be busting butt because that's more than 1,000 people I need to add this year. So I'll be adding at least like probably 30 or more a week. So reverse engineer your goals, make them specific, and then so I really recommend all of you pick a number of Facebook friends that you want to have by the end of the year and write it down and strive for that, because if you don't have an audience, you could be doing everything in the world, but if you don't have new people to talk to and connect with, then it's gonna be really hard to build your business. So I wanted to mention that. Any thoughts on that?
Where do you find your people to add?
To add? I seriously I'm adding strangers all the time. Like today I added a ton of strangers.
So Kelly, do you like to do like the search option and search for certain types of people, or do you do like friends of friends? Like go to your friends and see what people you have in common?
I just do friends of friends.
Okay, that's what I do too.
Because
That's what I do.
I think they figure that, I think people don't question it because they're like, oh, we have, 10 friends. Like,
Yeah.
she's not that weird. She's not scary. Like, I have 10 other friends that like her, you know?
Adding people that I have like a lot of friends in common with.
Yeah.
What?
You know what I do though is I like hover over their name on Facebook, and it'll show. I hover over where it says like you have 20 friends or in common or something. I hover over that so they all pop up. And before I add them as a friend, I make sure that there's not like I just scroll through that list and I make sure that none of those people are Beachbody coaches that I know of.
Me too.
Because it's pointless to be adding new friends. Like in the past, I would add new friends and then I'd find that they have 5 other friends that are Beachbody coaches. So that's what I do first is I hover over and I just look at who our common friends are. And if I see that they already have 3 friends in common that are Beachbody coaches or however many, whatever, then I don't add them.
Yeah, same here, because you only get 5,000 and eventually, you're going to max out. So you want to make sure that
Yeah.
you don't have like half
You're
of
not
those.
marketing to someone else's customer. Yeah, you don't want to market to another coach's customer, pretty much.
So really all you have to do is click on, like on your phone. I'm on my phone right now. It says, I'm on the Facebook app. It says requests. So go to requests. Like I see a girl right now that I'm friends with, that we have mutual friends. So I just click add friend. It's like the easiest thing in the world. So I'll just scroll through and you can like click on their profile, make sure they're not a creeper, make sure your friends are, but that's
Well,
That's-
and then on Message Monday or WhatsApp Wednesday or whenever you're messaging people, this is what I did this week. Then I clicked on my friends and it'll show you all the ones you recently added. So the ones you just barely added from that week or whatever, then you can send them all a quick message and just say, like, I'm trying to remember what I sent them. I think I just said something like, hey girl, we had tons of friends in common and you have such a beautiful feed. Or no, I said, hey girl, thanks for adding me to your network. We have tons of friends in common. You have such a beautiful feed. I'm excited to get to know you through Facebook or something like that. And I had almost every single one of them respond back and be like, oh my gosh, hey, I'm so excited too. So like you've just automatically started a conversation with them. But all you have to do is click on friends and then click on the ones you recently added and then message them all. Just a quick message.
Is this on your phone? Because I don't know where you're. Because I've always wanted to know.
I did it on my computer.
So I'm trying to find out on my phone,
Well,
but
can you go to your profile and then click
I do
on
the same
friends?
thing. Yeah, you go to friends
Does it
and
show
then
you
it
like
gives
you're
you
recently added? Yeah.
Now-
because you can do like.
are you
all,
on your computer right now,
hometown,
Nicole?
Recently added. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm on my
I'm-
phone
I
right now.
am.
My kids
I
are.
am as well. I found
You
it.
want to screen share? Someone show us,
Um,
or I could do either one.
I can do it. It's up to you. I don't know how to screen share, but it had to tell me how to do it.
I'm not sure.
I see it. I see it.
You do? Okay.
Now, can you see my screen?
Just a second, and hopefully it'll show up. Are you guys seeing it
Loading.
yet?
It's still loading.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do the same thing Nicole was saying. Now, one thing to keep in mind with that is it doesn't stay like
you
that
have to do it
forever.
soon.
So even if you go 2 weeks and you don't add anybody, those recently added, it's not going to stay there. Can you see it yet?
No.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, so you click on.
Okay, now we can see it.
Of course, now that you can see it, it doesn't want to load.
Okay, so what you're saying, because that's the thing that drives me crazy, is that it'll only show like the past 5 people I've added.
Yeah. Yes, so you have to be on top of it. It'll show more than 5.
I
That
think
might
it
just
showed
be on
like
your
20
phone.
for me this last time.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay. You
Yeah,
see
if
this
you-
option right here?
Oh.
And you click that, and then it'll list them, and it shows more than 5. But like you said, it updates, and if you're adding bukus of people like to meet your goal, Kelly, yours is going to change often. Now, see, mine still has Bright Mini on here,
That's cool.
probably because I had an adding spree the other day. I got on there and added a bunch, but that's how you do it. And then this right here will change. So when I go in and I add more people, it's going to bump some of these off. So if I missed my chance to make a connection with them, then they're lost in my 2,000 friends, and it's hard to go back and find them.
Right. And another reason to message them is that you'll show up in their feed more.
Yes.
So
Yeah. One thing that I find hard is when you add somebody, they look like, it might work out because they're a mom or something. And then you go to their page, and after they add you, you go to look at their profile, and they never post. It's like, how am I supposed to connect with somebody who's never online?
Right. I know Nicole and I were talking about the order of so because we have Social Sunday where you're going to add people to your network. And also I recommend you make Social Sunday be when you plan out your posts, because when you have a plan, I know when I have a plan, which I didn't have this week, when I have a plan for my posts, I'm like, boom, I'm on my game, I feel like I do way better when I plan out my posts for the week versus oh crap, what I'm going to post now,
Yeah.
So that's another Social Sunday, plan out your social media and add, 20 friends to your social network. But So Nicole and I were like, well, if you do that on Sunday, then probably Message Monday should be where you're like, hey girl, it's fun to connect with you now that we're friends. And then maybe What's Up Wednesday would be the actual invite to your challenge group. So
Well, and Message Monday, I mean, it would all depend on you. You could still invite to your challenge group. 'Cause I
Totally.
did like the whole I did that this morning where I went in and I just messaged all those people I'd recently added this past weekend. And it literally, because I copied and pasted the same thing to every single person on that one screen, it took me like 5 minutes.
yeah,
So you
that's
could
what
do
I love
both.
about it.
Yeah, you could message all the people you added on Social Sunday, and then you could message, the people that you've been connecting with to send them a personal invite to your next group. You could do both easily, and it wouldn't take very much time.
No, and planning out your posts on Sundays. Use Buffer. So
Do you use Buffer? I've never used that.
I love Buffer. The only thing is that now they charge you.
Oh,
If you
every
want,
site does now.
they charge you if you want to post to multiple platforms. So if I want to post to my own page and then like my challenge group page and like Team Tenacity page and whatever, to have multiple ones, that's what I have to pay for. So
Yeah.
for me, it's worth it because I'm saving all that time and I'm only then having to post if I know my
I
week.
think it's worth it too. Yeah, I use that Postcron, and it's the same way, but
All right.
it's worth it.
Does it do Instagram though?
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
I haven't used the Instagram one. I only use it for Facebook, but
Like
it doesn't
does Buffer do Instagram?
does. No, Buffer doesn't do Instagram.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay.
But I always do Instagram on the phone anyway. So, I mean, yes, I do Buffer from my phone too, but I always just take all my stuff. I just find Instagram so much easier because I'm not sharing everything that I share on Facebook on Instagram. If that makes sense.
Mhm.
That's
Ashley Smith, she's in the Diamonds group with Jody and I, and she was saying, she shared a little tip today that I was like, like, it's so simple, but she was like, hey, here's how I sort of collect and plan out my posts. Is she created her own little Facebook group that includes her and her husband, and she actually took her husband out, so it's just her. So it's her own little Facebook group, and she puts her own posts in there. Like she puts pictures in there or ideas in there, and she'll even type out the wording if she wants. And then that way, if she's like, crap, what am I going to post? Oh, it's all right here in her little like
And
post.
she just copies and pastes it.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
That is cool, because you can kind of see how it would look. And
I kind of did that with like Pinterest, I did a private Pinterest board with that, but I like the idea of Facebook group because I'm on Facebook so much more than Pinterest.
exactly. And it's super easy to copy from one group and paste into another.
Yeah.
I've
I
actually
like that.
taking posts from other people's pages, so like Ashley and Jalen, I do it a lot, and Kelly's, and I'll like whatever, there was a post or something that they said in their post that I really liked and felt like, oh, that's something I totally wish I had have said, then I have like a whole notebook, just my little notes thing either on my computer or on my phone, and I've got like a whole list of them so that I can go back when I'm feeling like I don't know what to post and get.
Ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I'll do screenshots a lot of like wording or pictures or
Yes. Screenshot.
ideas and stuff like that. So that I'm going to totally do that and put those screenshots and pictures. And that way you just have this whole pool of ideas or even pictures that you're like, oh yeah, I forgot I took that picture of my food and my kid and my whatever. So anyway, that was a good idea. So let's talk goals this now. It's like, where do we begin, right? I really think the biggest thing though, I just want to say I've never actually held to my New Year's goals until I did a vision board and actually printed it out and put it somewhere where I could see it every day.
Yeah, because having it be visual, I think, is the biggest thing.
Yep. And I made it a screenshot on my phone and I just put it right here by my desk. And so it was constantly like haunting me of, these are your goals. This is what you want to do. This is what's important to you. And it's nice too, because you only put as much as it's like you can only put so much on a page, right? So you can't, sometimes I overdo things. I do, I tend to do too much or try to do too much. And so it's like, nope, I'm going to have to narrow it down so that I only have stuff on a page. And it's fun because, like one of my goals here, I feel like some of my goals happened not in the exact way that I thought they would happen. Like one says 100 coaches, and I wanted to add 100 coaches. Well, that didn't happen. But what's really cool is our Facebook group of our Team Chic Facebook group has exactly 100 coaches as of today.
Today.
Isn't that fun? So I was like, yeah, that kind of worked out. Like it kind of happened. I just feel like when you put it out in the universe, it happened. So, and like other goals that happened to me, for me was like New Zealand, I didn't know if that was really going to happen, but it did. And then, I said one book per week, which didn't necessarily happen, but I read way, way more books this year than I ever have because of that goal. So I didn't necessarily reach that goal, but I pushed myself so hard, and I read a ton of books this year. And then like, what else did I say? I said afford housekeeping. That I did a trade for a maid. So that kind of worked out really cool, even though I didn't pay for one. So just stuff like that turned out really cool. And then there's stuff on here that, guess what? It's going on next year's because it didn't happen this year, and that's okay. So I do think one thing that really helps in goal setting, and then I'll shut up and let Jody and Nicole share some ideas too, is to pick one word for the year. Because again, we tend to be like, I'm going to do this and this and blah, 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 and just like pick your one word or your one quote for the year. And that way you'll kind of remember it all throughout the year. So I will tell you my one, I actually have 2 words. Try to narrow it down to one, but so my 2 words for the year are to double and duplicate. So I'm trying to double a lot of my social media, my income. I want to double my income. I want to double our Facebook group so that by the end of next year, it's 200 or more. So though and then duplicate. I just really want to make it easier for people to duplicate what I'm doing. So trying to make better systems and all that. So be thinking of keywords like that really can just be your focus for your business. I kind of separated my goals from business to personal. And then my mantra for the year, I heard this quote and I wanted to share it with you because I love it. And that's just kind of my focus this year is, it's by Albert Einstein, and it was, strive not to be a success, but to be, be of value. So that's going to be my goal this year, is not necessarily to be this big success, but to just really add value to everyone's lives that I'm working with. So that's my mantra. Those are kind of some of my goals for the year. And one more thought I wanted to share with you, that I did a diamond meeting last night with Micah, and one of the things she talked about that I was like, yes, this is so true, is she said, it's so important. This is where personal development comes. Is she's like, you can have all these I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that goals. But she's like, really, when you really grow as a person, and then just in your whole, it's it has a ripple effect, is when you grow personally, when you strengthen your personal characteristics. So she was like, pick one personal characteristic that you want to work on that's kind of a weakness. Maybe it's leadership. Maybe it's, she said, being vulnerable. Maybe you have a hard time being vulnerable on social media, or sharing your story, or maybe it's confidence. She said, pick one of those or any other characteristic and just try to really focus on that. And she's like, because then you'll, grow as a person, which is going to help you in every aspect of your life. And I read a quote today in my personal development. I'm reading I Am That Girl, which is really good, that went right along with that. And it said, focus on who you are being, not what you are doing. I thought that was so perfect for goal setting, is focus on really who you're becoming, not necessarily those. So those are some of my thoughts. Who wants to go first, Jody or Nicole? share some of your thoughts for
I
goal
don't care.
setting.
I can go. One thing I listened to a Periscope this morning, and it talked about instead of making resolutions, to set intentions for the year. And I really liked that because I kind of feel like it goes more along with the being instead of doing, you know? So instead of focusing on the little tasks or the things you want to accomplish, it's kind of more your state of mind, your intentions, and what you're going to become for the year. And to me, that like really hit home. And then I do create a vision board. I haven't created mine yet, but I also I keep either a copy of that or just my goals that I do create for the year in the front of my planner. And every single morning when I sit down to work, I read it every single morning. So I just put it in a place where I know I'm going to read it constantly. So it's just kind of that, again, that visual reminder and always having those things right at your fingertips. And then how I kind of get started with my goal setting is it's similar to Kelly, but I break it down into 4 things. I do a personal focus, and then a personal mantra, and then a business focus, and a business mantra. And under the personal focus, those are usually kind of little bullet points of the things I want to work on in my personal life. And then the personal mantra is usually a quote that kind of goes along with that, something I can keep all over my house or wherever, and just to remind me of those things I'm focusing on in my personal life. And so same thing for business. Then I'll do my business focus, which will have my little bullet points of the things that I really want to work on or accomplish that year. And then my business mantra, my quote that goes along with that. And let's see, mine are kind of long, but maybe this will just give you an example. I've got a couple for my business one. My business one is actually, I'm using the same one that I did last year because it really helped me, and it was do less with more focus, just to kind of simplify. And the other one I love is stop the glorification of busy. So of just really dialing in how I spend my time and focusing on the things that are important in my business, that drive my business and move it forward. And that kind of goes along with my bullets that are in my business focus list. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm going about my goal setting. And then I have a little thing in my planner that breaks it down from there. You break your goals down into says how to help yourself, how to help everyone else, your attitude in academics, resources in finance, and trade or career. And then it takes the 3 big ideas from that, and then it breaks them down into there's a breakdown into a quarterly thing. So I kind of look at it you could take your business focus and your personal focus, and then you could kind of break the things down that are in there into yearly goals and quarterly goals from there. I don't know if that helps.
Yeah, that's cool. I think breaking it down is huge.
Yeah.
For example, on the meeting last night, we were talking about how if you want to walk at Summit, which is that big coach conference they do every year in Nashville, then you need to try to hit a certain rank by it was end of May or whatever. And speaking of rank, this was something that was mentioned last night, and I totally agree with, is I think there's a fine balance between rank and focusing on rank, and then just focusing on, and then just focusing on maybe income goals or just growing your team, because rank, it's easy to get kind of caught up in it and frustrated by it, because it's not always something you can control. But so really it's important, I think, to have some rank goals and kind of push goals, but it's also just important to focus on the things you can control, right? And just helping your coaches as much as you can reach their goals, and holding their hands as much as you can until they feel like they, have it So that was just another thing mentioned last night. So Jody, do you have any thoughts on goal setting?
Yes. I will add just a couple things. So this is I tried to print it off, but anyway, that's my 2015 board. It looks a lot like Kelly's because I totally copied her. But so some of the things are still like, so honestly, I didn't look at it nearly as much as I should have. And I'm realizing that there are things on here that I forgot were on here. And I'm like, holy crap. I didn't meet these goals. So, but so they're still going to go back on. Like, honestly, I think I got like 2 of them. But one of them was, going to the Beachbody cruise, which is happening. And I'm going to have to alter that to be for the next year that it's totally paid for and not just partially paid for. And, getting my dream home. And now this year it'll be like actually furnishing that home. So while Beachbody didn't necessarily get me that home, there was, other factors, like obviously my husband's job and my other job. It was still part of that. And it was still one of my goals. And so, I have on here like spiritual goals as well. So it's not just like only what I want to happen with Beachbody and only what I want Beachbody to pay for or whatnot. But when Kelly was talking about her 2 words, that made me think of what I wanted my kind of words to be for this year. And so one of the things that I keep mentioning that I really want is to simplify. And so while I look at the vision board here, I'm like, oh crap, maybe I did put some pretty lofty goals. And while I think that you should have like reach for the star goals on here, I feel like I got in my own way a lot because I just felt so overwhelmed that I wasn't getting where I wanted to be, or that I didn't have the time to get to where I wanted to be because, our family had a pretty tough year financially and with lots of stuff. So I just want Simplify to be on there, and I want to be consistent. And so that is being consistent with being a leader and with being a team, on a team and whatnot. And I just think that we need to continue to reevaluate our vision boards and reevaluate what our goals are. And I think if I had have looked at this a little bit more than what I would have reevaluated some of these and been like, okay, how can I change this a little bit to be a goal that I can reach this year? And I think that as well as kind of reevaluating is reminding us like what our why is. And so if you, listen to any of the national wake up calls or, the trainings that are in the back office, and even just like our, coach training website that Kelly and Nicole made, one of the biggest things is figuring out what your why is. And so that has a lot to do with this vision board, but why are you doing this? Why do you want to be, a Beachbody coach? What is it going to accomplish for you? And so I just feel like when things are getting tough, if I had have like been looking back at this a little bit more, it would have reminded me of whys and kind of help buffer a little bit, the rocky parts when I felt really discouraged, because there's no matter what, or no matter how quickly you're successful at it, you're going to have, everybody has rocky patches, right? And so all I really wanted to say was just, it's a reminder of what our goal is in this, is even like, you see like our meetings every week and we're like, oh, I've got this idea and this idea and this idea. And it's easy to just get like lost, and it's kind of like that grounding, force. And so I think everybody needs to have a vision board. I wanted to show you one other thing, and I can't remember, I think it was a thing that Micah did. One of our like pushes to reach diamond, and we had to write a letter. Do you remember this, Kelly? Did you do this?
I probably didn't.
Okay, so there was like a thing where it was like push to diamond, and we had to write a letter to ourselves. And I just happened to see it today because I was trying to find space in all of my notebooks. And I wrote it November 6th. and I can't remember when I reached diamond, but I think it was of summertime. And it was supposed to be like we wrote a letter and then we were supposed to look at it again a year later. So it's November 6, 2014, and it is basically a year later, and it's like a letter to me, and it was like, write yourself what things you would have accomplished a year later. And so I wrote like, way to go, you're a diamond, you know, you've worked so hard and you stuck to your commitment, and like, you know, it's paid off. And I said like, you have a solid team, 8 coaches, 2 emeralds on their way to diamond with your help, and you've reached Success Club 5 or higher every month since joining, which I did not. You've made it to summit, which I did not. I mean, I did earn it, but I did not go. And it said like, you know, you've stayed committed and strong. And so just like really writing a letter to myself of all the goals that I had for the year. And so, you know, a lot of them I did reach. I helped friends and family reach their goals. You helped your challengers stay engaged, and you and Joelle make a great team. And then at the very end, it was like, okay, right now, and I don't remember how Micah told us to like lay it out, but right now you have 4 success starters, and that's like meaning people that are actively pursuing it, which is true. And you have 2 more discount coaches that you hope to convert, and just like a little bit more of like, you know, be kind to yourself kind of inspiration. And it was really fun to like read it back and be like, okay, I totally did not do that, but I totally did do that. And so I thought that that was a neat, fun idea that maybe we could try and write ourselves something that we'll look back on as part of our goals, as part of our vision board. I don't know.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
that's cool.
I mean, I don't know if it would be easier if we like, it was something we wrote and then looked back on it sooner to remind us like, oh wait, that was my goal.
Yeah.
I did really enjoy looking back on it and being like, oh, okay, like this is what I did and this is what I didn't do. And
It's almost like a narrative of like what's on your vision board, but just kind of
Yeah.
a little bit more detail, I feel like. I
Yeah.
like it. I think it's cool. I think it complements it well.
And I mean, when I did it, I was like, okay, so now I've written down that I'm going to do these things to be a diamond, or that I've written down that I'm going to be a diamond. And so, you know, with that one
And
extra.
that's half the battle. I think writing things down really is kind of like a mental trigger.
I think
So yeah, not only putting like pictures on your vision board, but writing it down like that, I think is really, really smart. I like that. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And I think like, and the visual, like, I think both are equally powerful, but I just have to share, I like with the vision thing, I'm such a visual person anyway, but I remember I would visualize, there's this quote here that says, collect moments, not things. And so there would be a lot of times in the year where I'd be like, wait, I want to focus on memories, not, not buying stuff. And so like this exact visual of these girls jumping off the cliff, not the cliff, the bridge, jumping into the water, that visual would like pop in my head. And same with the do less with more focus. That Nicole and I had the same one.
Mm-hmm.
That would pop in my head. The New Zealand thing, like there was a point where my husband was like, I don't really, it was like where I could have easily gone out, but I was like, no, dang it, this is on my vision board. Like this is happening. The fact that it was on here, I fought for it a lot harder because I was like, no, was a major priority for me for this year. So I think there's just something powerful about putting stuff on here. And same with this one. I would think about this a lot. Like this one was of me putting my phone away after school so that I could focus on my kids. So I had a vision of that. And I remember there would be times after school where I'm like, I want to be on my phone, but I need to focus on you guys. So I will go hide it from myself. Anyway, the visual for me was like really powerful. And there were many times in the year where it would pop back in my head. So yeah, I really hope you guys take the time to make a vision board because it's huge. And do the letter. I think both would be amazing.
Yeah.
And one thing that I'm going to ask all of you guys to do is to write down, even if it's just like write down maybe your top 5 business goals and send it to your upline coach. Like, I want to know your goals so I can help you achieve them, because your goals may be very different than my goals. You know what I mean? So I want to be able to help you and encourage you with whatever they are, and include deadlines in there, like when you plan to reach certain ranks or incomes or whatever. And that way we can help you with those goals.
Well, and we can help you break them down, because a lot of times you'll have a goal, but you might not realize what you need to do every single week to like reach that goal. So I think we can really help our coaches to break them down and reverse engineer them, so they know what they need to be doing on a daily basis to get there, and they know how many hours they need to be putting in, things like that. So yeah, that's huge. Send those to your upline coaches, guys, so that we can help you kind of make a game plan for them.
Yeah. A couple other things I want to mention before we wrap it up is a really great way. I'm going to show you guys my screen. I wanted to talk a little bit about the success ladder. Have you guys been referring to that at all?
The leadership ladder. It's really cool.
The leadership ladder, because I just really like that it kind of, I'm going to do a screenshot and show you guys just like where you can find it, what it means, that kind of thing, especially since we've got a handful of new coaches on here. So hang on really quick while I share my screen. All right, tell me when you can see it. Can you guys see it?
Yes.
Okay. So, shoot, I just went back. But anyway, well, let's see. I wanted to show you the PDF of what each one means, because I feel like this encompasses the whole picture with moving your business forward, because you can be like a really high ranked coach and not be making that much money, or you could be making that much money and be like not that high of a rank, or it's just, I feel like this kind of encompasses everything, not just rank, which sometimes we get caught up in. So this is something I think it would be really great to choose, like what benchmark you want to progress towards by a specific date. Maybe you pick one by summit and one by the end of the year. So like right here, can you guys see all the different benchmarks here? So there's like a business starter, and you can see that this means that you're making about $100 a month. You have to hit Success Club 5 that month. Your highest paid rank is you're a coach, so you're not even Emerald yet. And then nothing else. So, and then once you've moved past that, then working towards making $200 a month in commission, $250 a month in commission, hitting Success Club 5, becoming an Emerald, and then helping 2 PS, that means personally sponsored coaches, with at least 1 or more Success Club points. So you want to have 2 of your coaches hitting at least getting 1 or more Success Club points. And then it talks about volume, how much volume you should have, and TV means team volume per month. So I think that means on the weakest leg. That's what they show you in the back office. And then team leader, so working towards becoming a team leader, where you have to have all of these in order to qualify. So there might be a month where let's say with Team Builder, where you do all of these, but maybe you don't hit Success Club 5, so you're not going to be considered a team builder for that month. But really working towards being consistent and progressing up in these is going to be huge in helping you increase your income, help more people, just any goals that you might have in your business. Really paying attention to this, I think, is going to be huge. So team leader, again, you got to be a diamond to be a team leader and hit Success Club 5, make $1,000 a month, and help 4 coaches have at least 1 Success Club point, and then get 5,000 volume. So you can just see how you can work towards all these different levels. So I was like, this is a great a great thing to maybe work towards when you're considering your goals. And that can be found, let me go back really quick. It's when you go to your back office and you click on your tab here. Hang on, see where there's the different tabs here. There's the team volume, there's Success Club, and then there's the leadership ladder. It'll show you the different levels and benchmarks that you are. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Any thoughts or questions about that?
Just that it's important to build your team or you're not going to hit any of those.
It's true. Very true. And I think that one thing that we all need to work on, I know this is going to be a huge focus for me, and I think Nicole mentioned the same, is recruiting, just focusing a ton on recruiting, like post about it. This is something we talked about last night in the Diamonds meeting, was posting about the coaching opportunity or how it's blessing your life. Like doing those proof posts, but making it about coaching, like how, you know, because of coaching, I'm able to go to my son's field trip because I don't work, or no, I mean, because you have that flexibility, or because of coaching, I'm able to pay off this bill, or whatever you can think of. Trying to make, Micah challenged us to make it a goal to talk about coaching 3 times a week, and then do actual promo posts about coaching where you're inviting to a sneak peek into coaching twice a month. So I'm going to pass that on to you guys as a challenge as well. And I'm going to try to make it a goal to talk about it like almost daily. I just think recruiting is huge to building your business, and you get success, you know, you help those people with their financial and fitness goals. You get Success Club for that, and you're just going to grow your team by doing those things. So I wanted to mention that before we wrap it up. That's all I was going to say. Any other thoughts you guys want to add or questions?
Do you have a calendar?
Do I have a calendar for January?
Yeah.
Nope.
Me neither.
Remind me again when we said we were going to do the sneak peek, the end of the month.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find my post-it note.
So if you
This
do
week 1 is challenge group. Week 2 is
So week 1, yeah, actually I found it. No, wait.
yeah.
I've got the list if you want me to read it.
Yeah, read it.
Okay, January 4th we said is prep week. January 18th is when we're going to start the next boot camp. January 25th is sneak peek.
And January 11th, we're also doing that,
Is the start.
the sneak peek into a challenge group. We're trying that out for the first time.
We have to have all our wording ready by then.
Yeah. That can be the next meeting. I think we need to plan that out thoroughly next Wednesday.
Okay,
What do you think?
I think so.
Okay, because we're actually going to need to be posting about it like next Thursday, the very next day. So we'll do that.
And then hold on, now I forget what I was going to ask you. Oh, okay, yeah. So anybody that's interested in coaching before then, we're just going to send them our like script that in Google Docs. Right?
Yeah, we do have a script, you guys, if you don't know, that's called Everything You Need to Know About Coaching, that you can send them. I'm just going to be calling them on the phone and chatting with them about coaching personally and just kind of sharing that. And you can also ask in Team Inspiration if anyone's doing a sneak peek group or anything, you know? So I think there's lots of different resources.
Yeah. One thing I am going to try this month with mine is I am just going to have a frozen sneak peek group. Like, so all the posts from the regular sneak peek group are in there in order and it's just frozen, and I can just kind of add people to that as well. So I might give that a try for the first time this month and just see how that goes. So that's an option too that you can do.
Yeah,
Give that a try.
that's a good idea. You could even do a message group.
Yeah, Threads.
Okay.
Threads. I love Threads. They work so
I
well.
know. Nicole did that with her with a prep week, and the people
was
were
awesome.
really interactive. So you could totally do that.
And whenever I do those, the feedback I keep getting is that, like, I feel like I have a bunch of girlfriends already, which is, I think, a huge push into to coaching. If they already kind of feel comfortable with all these people that they're talking to and they want to be a part of the team, that right there will help someone make a decision. So the thread is really kind of a cool idea.
That is a cool idea, because it would just be you and your whoever else is interested. You know, you could have a deadline or whatever. So, which, by the way, in the Team Chic Drive, there is a document that has all the sneak peek posts already. So if you ever want to use those, feel free.
Yes. And I copied yours and added Joelle and my income as well to show team tenacity.
Cool. Any other questions or concerns?
I remembered something that I meant to say about the vision boards. Where did I put it? So Ashley Smith, who we love, she made her profile picture like kind of about her coaching, and it just like, it says, you know, hi friend, you might have stumbled on my page, or someone told me to come check it out or whatever, but let me tell you a bit about myself. And so I was thinking of taking my 2016 vision board and kind of putting it as my profile pic and altering it a little bit kind of based on what she's saying. And I didn't know if that was stupid or not. So
As your profile picture or your header, your Facebook header?
You mean your like cover, your big cover, right?
yeah, the long one.
Yeah.
So if you like go check out her page real quick, she's got like, you know, click on me for more details or whatever, but I was thinking of having it be like kind of my vision board and being like, you know, hey, thanks for, or this is my page or whatever. And I don't know, like I thought, because they're the same size, like maybe I could say like, I really haven't thought out what I wanted to say, but you know, here are my goals, and
Yeah, I think that would totally work.
because then it's there for me to see all the time, but it's also there for everybody to see that.
I had something I want to add to that. Have you noticed the new feature on your Facebook profiles where you've got your profile picture and then under it, you know how it gives your about, you know, where you work or whatever. Under that, there's a featured photo section. Have you guys noticed that? And you can put 5 photos that feature you in that. And I went through mine the other day and made sure to add in fitness ones so that when somebody looks at my page, they're like, oh, hey, well, she's into that. And I made sure I had a transformation picture in there too. So go on your pages and put some of that stuff up, and it'll help, you know, get attention, especially when somebody's like, oh, who's this girl wanting to add me? Then they can go back and see that you have your featured photos up.
That's smart. And I think it is smart to add in your profile picture or your header kind of what you do, or your bio, like somewhere talk about what you do and how people can participate in it. Like Bonnie Engel does that. She has that in her, is it her personal Facebook or her her fan page, and it sounds similar to what Ashley Smith does, and I think that's genius. In fact, Nicole and I showed Nicole a screenshot of there's a coach on Instagram. This is another genius way to recruit in a subtle way. She had on her profile, on her Instagram profile, it said, her link says, you know, kellyfrance.com/now hiring. And when you go there, there's like a whole application to join her team. So I thought that was genius. I'm like, dude, I got to do that. So I'm trying to find her website. It is Well, you can just go to Nicole's because Nicole did something similar. As soon as I sent it, we were like, we got to do this. So it, do you want them to go to yours? Is it okay if they go to yours, Nicole, and see? It's, go to Nicole.
If you just go to my
Yeah, it's Nicole
Klingler
Klingler.
_ and yes, LINGLE _ sorry, it's loud.
I'll type it out.
_ FIT, and then you'll well how it just has my website, and this is now hiring coach in my team enrollment form, which I need to update.
Yeah, so click on the link on the now hiring link. We just made it today, and I just think it's so smart. I also
It's just
happened.
another way to recruit.
And another thing that happened to me today, so I found that today.
go ahead.
I was like, oh, that's so smart. And then another thing happened to me today that I thought was a genius recruiting tool. And that was I got a text or a comment on one of my Instagram posts from a Beachbody coach who obviously does not know that I'm a coach. She wrote, great pick. I need people like you on my team. Send me a message via Facebook and let's talk about fitness. And then she had like an icon, like a smiley face and a raise your hand graph like icon. And I was like when I got it, I was like, oh, that's really sweet. Like I was more like honored. I'm like, oh, that's really sweet, but I'm already a coach. But like, so I was like, that's kind of genius. I didn't think it was spammy at all. I felt like it was more like, I need more people like you. You're awesome. Let's chat, you know? So anyway, just wanted to share those two things that were pretty genius tools for recruiting. So, okay. So I want to have a deadline. I want
Love
to
it.
see, I want to see your guys's, let's post our vision boards in the team. Jody and I talked about making an album of our vision boards. That way we can refer back to them like in 6 months and a year. We're not 100% sure. You would probably know this, Nicole, better than I do, but can you make an album? Like if I start an album, can people add to it?
Not just admin.
I don't know. I think, yeah. Well, I don't know if you own an album.
I'm not 100%
We've
sure.
done that with our transformation photo. Everybody starts their own album.
Oh, okay.
So
So maybe we should add it
I think you have
doc
to.
in the files.
I'm pretty sure you can do it
You do that.
because I'm in a bunch of buy and sell groups, and they have category category photo albums, and you just upload your pictures to that.
Rachel, do you want to? I'm gonna let you start it.
Sure, I'll try.
And then we'll
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, and then that way we can all add to it. So when's the deadline? Should we make it be Sunday as well?
Yes, and they get your vision board pick and your recipes.
Yeah, vision board, and then
I don't know if it has to be. I don't know if it has to be you or not, though, Kelly. Like the admin of the page has to create it or not. But I'll see.
Okay. If so, just let me know. But yeah, and then just message me like really quick, like maybe your top 5 goals for the year, so I can help you with them, or your upline coach.
Question. So you want the vision board and recipes by Sunday, but where are we sending the recipes to?
I'm going to post a Google Doc tonight, and you just go in, like you just paste a picture of, and it can be like a phone picture, it doesn't have to be professional or anything, of the food, and then paste the wording and make sure you write your name like Coach Kelly, Coach Jody, Coach Teresa, whatever.
Okay.
So people know who contributed it.
And what was the other thing we just said? that we were submitting?
So we're submitting these vision boards, which you can make. I mean, there's tons of apps on Instagram. I mean, there's tons of apps in the iPhone store or the App Store, or you can do on Photoshop, or there's a thing called Canva that some other coaches I've heard them talk about using. So yeah. And post that, and then I'll post the link to the Google Doc and just add a recipe there by Sunday. All righty. I'm excited for 2016. It's going to be amazing.
I'm excited too. It's gonna be a good year.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks you guys for joining, and we'll just plan on talking next week about our big giveaway and our sneak peek into a challenge group.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Bye.
Yeah.